Hello everyone and welcome back to Keepsakes by Pattycakes. Today I would like to welcome you all, and I would like to thank all of my subscribers, and I would like to give huge hugs and love to Beverly N, Sandy G, and William R. Thank you so much for your sweet comments. I so much appreciate them. And I'd also like to welcome any new subscribers. I don't think there were any since my last video. But if you do come along, I appreciate and I hope you'll join me. So, one of the viewers had asked that I show how to make these tassels that I had shown in a previous video. This is a new one that I had made. It is different than this type, this type of tassel. And the difference is this one doesn't have a tassel top. So when I'm done making this one, I'll explain how I did this one. Okay. And then the things that I will be using is a beading needle. You need a needle that where the eye of it is thin enough to go through whatever size beads you're using. So I am going to be using some light blue pearls, and they're just glass pearls, not real, and white ones, and some crystals here, and a little bit of seed beads. So the type of thread I'm using, you can use whatever type of thread you have handy that will hold these beads over a period of time. I've used embroidery thread. I've used sewing thread, but I happened to find this in my stash from, I accidentally bought it when I was making micro macrame jewelry. So I just pulled it out and figured I'd use it for this kind of thing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to thread our needle, and we're going to leave a tail on it. Okay? And leave a little bit of length because it'll keep, well, mine keeps scooching up on me. I do have Thread Magic, which is like a wax, but I'm not going to use it for this. So the first thing that I did, I took an eye pin, and what an eye pin is a piece of wire with a hoop at the end. What I did is I opened up the hoop and put this ring on it. It's not your standard one. I don't know if you can see this where it has one opening here. It's just a loop around. But this one is doubled, like it would be on a key ring. And the reason why I'm doing this, I didn't do it on this one, but after I did it, I was thinking that this thread is so thin of mine that it could possibly go through that gap there. And I can't think of what these jump rings are called, but they are kind of semi-closed because they're like a key ring, like I say. So I'm going to use that so it won't come off. Now on the other one, you don't have to use the ring like this, okay? So that's how I am starting mine and leaving this open for now. So all we're going to do is take the end of it and we're going to knot it on right here. Okay, onto the little ring. And I'm just going to do that. I want to make sure it stays. It's a nylon thread, but you know, I'm just not sure how well it holds up. But Eslon is a pretty good brand, which I forgot to show that here. It's called Eslon Bead Cord by Beadsmith. And then we are going to go ahead and trim off the short end of the knot. And this is just, you can use scissors. This is just a thread zapper for thread that I've had in my stash. So I'm just going to use it because it does a really close cut. It just burns it right off. And then we go ahead and just start stringing our beads. So you can make whatever pattern you want and however long you want your tassel to be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start on the blue first. I'm making this light blue. Oh, and I should probably mention how we're going to do the top. You'll want to have whatever beads you like at the top. And for this one, I'm using these beads here. I like to have a little bit large beads at the top. And then, excuse me, for this one, I'm using an actual tassel. And I can't think of what these are called. But I bought a bunch of these from AliExpress a long time ago. And they have silver, bronze, and gold in the package. And in different sizes, like, I don't have them out here, but they have this shape too. And they have a longer, bigger one and a shorter one. I don't think I have any out. I apologize for that. And for the very top of it, I'm just going to use a lobster claw hook. So that way I can hook it onto my journal if I choose to use it that way. You can also use them for purse charms or whatever you want. And if you want to use end caps, I think these are called Tassel Caps, but I could be wrong. So I'm going to use the blue and the clear crystal on one strand. Well, two of the strands actually. And then the other one I'm going to use, oh, I already started off wrong. I apologize. I'm going to take these back off because one thing I forgot about, whenever this goes up into the tassel cap like this is what all of our tassels are going to hang from. Okay, so when it goes up in there, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room. So I want to put some seed beads on first, so the smaller beads are up in here. It makes it a lot easier. Now this one, I didn't do it for the big pearls, and that's why I ended up using this one. You don't necessarily have to, but I just thought it would leave more room if you'd like to have more tassels hanging down. So I just wanted to share that, and I'll do that on this one to show you what I mean. So I'm going to put, oops, I got to rethread it. That would help. I always have a hard time seeing these little eyes in the beading needles. Okay. And I am not a professional beader, jewelry maker, or anything like that. Disclaimer, I've just learned by doing and watching videos. But this one, I don't think I've ever watched anybody do it like this. So I could be doing it wrong. It's just the way that I do it. So I'm going to put about 6 of those on, and we'll just see when that's all the way up in there. Then you can see, get it down in there. We have a couple sticking out, so I probably only need 3 and not 6 on there. So we'll take 3 off. And this is the first time I'm making this one with the seed beads and the pearls, so please bear with me. And then after I get one done, I will go ahead and do the other ones in a faster motion, so you don't have to sit through it all. And we'll go from there until we get to the top. Hope I'm on camera. Oops. How's everybody doing today? I hope you are doing well. I have a cold and I wasn't going to come on because my voice sounds horrible, but I wanted to do this and relax for a bit. My mom's very sick. She's got a really bad sore throat and has been weak and in bed for the past few days. I was for 2 days, but I don't think I got as bad as her. It's just my voice and my chest and my throat are a little messed up right now. At least I hope it doesn't get worse. I hope my TV isn't too loud. I don't know if y'all remember when I made the glue toppers. They were kind of a flop because I think my wires, a couple people said my wires were too thin. So I think I'm going to take them apart and make some dangles. I'm thinking that might be, I didn't count. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this let me see. And I also wanted to mention, you want to make sure on this type that your string is long enough to do all of your tassel strands, because you don't want to run out on this one. This one you can run up after you go back up through and tie a knot, but on the other one you can't, so you really need to make sure you have a lot of thread. I have some eyelash trim all over my material I was cutting. Okay, so I'll put 3 more. And then I'm going to use a seed bead as a stopper bead. And what that means is we're going to go through it Okay? We'll go back up, and then we're going to go up through the first blue bead, okay? And you want to go back through all of your beads up to the top. Oops. And you cannot miss any because you will be able to tell. I'll just put these two through so you'll see what I mean. So this bead down here will act as a stopper bead, like that. Okay. But it didn't have to be clear down there. I don't know what I was thinking. Let me pull it back up. I hope you can see this. It's probably hard to see my thread. And I'm thinking I probably should have did it on the wood so you could see it better. I'm not sure. Let me just take a look on the screen. Yeah, it's probably really hard for you to see. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to remove the cloth underneath. Okay. I hope this is a little better. I am, I'm sorry for the glare on the table. But I hope you can see. I moved it down a little bit so you could see what I was doing. And what I'm doing is I'm basically just going right back up through the beads where we came from. And these little glass pearls aren't as easy. And it's easier for me when I put it down on the table flat, because then you can get it through them easier and just push them on your needle. And then when you get them through several, you can just pull the needle through. The holes are quite small on these little 4mm things. Uh-oh, what did I do here? Oh, that's just the tail. Phew. And it does take a while. You have to have some patience to do it. And you could do this while you're listening to the radio or watching TV. I'm just gonna, I'm like, I didn't have this problem with the other ones, the other pearls. Maybe it's just because I'm on camera, because that's usually how it goes. Whoops. I think I tangled it somehow. Pull it through. I'm just going to pull those down. I'm just going to unwind it real quick. I've been twisting it all around from picking it up, and I don't usually do that. I usually keep it on the table like this and put the needle through the beads. I'm making this look terribly difficult, and it's not that difficult. I hope you all get what I'm doing. It has gotten really cold here. How's the weather where everybody else lives? Is it cooling off, or is it still hot? I know my brother lives in Georgia and he says it's really hot. It's been in the 60s here during the day and going into the mid 40s at night. Okay, so when you get to here, all you have to do is hold on to the stopper bead, okay, and then pull on your thread that has the needle on it, and you'll see it's going to start pulling them all up towards the top. And then when you have a wee little bit left, you can hold it right here and just pull it up. So we have one whole strand done. So now what we want to do is take it through the hoop to tie it off, okay? So what I'm going to do is just take the needle through the hoop, just as if we were sewing something, okay? And usually to knot something when you're sewing, you're going to take the needle back through, okay? So we can knot it onto the loop up at the top. Oopsie. And I just made a knot accidentally. This video just isn't going to plan today. There we go. We're just going to pull that tight. And it's going to go to the next one. Okay. So the next one I'm going to do, I might go ahead and make another knot right next to it. Just like I just did, to make it come over a little bit. So we're going to take it through the loop, leaving a loop here on this side. Take your needle down through and slowly pull it tight. Okay? And there you have your one piece of tassel. And we're going to do the same with all the rest of the strands, okay? We're going to put all our beads on, put a stopper bead, then go all the way back up through. And I will go ahead and speed up from here until I get my strands done, and then we'll work on the top. Okay, now that you can see my string is running out and I've tied 2 knots right there, I am going to go ahead and go back through in between the beads here, and I'm going to come back up in between the next 2 strings, which you will see when you're making it yourself. And I'm going to put it through the ring in between those 2 beads, if I don't lose my tail in there, in between, okay? And I'm going to come back through those 2 tassel beads, tassels, and knot it again, okay? Then I'm going to go down through the second one. I'm sorry, the third one. And back up through the end one. And I'm going to tie a knot in between these last 2. Okay? So when I pull that through, I'm just going to take my needle through the hoop and pull it tight. Okay? And then we can cut that off. And if you want, the tail that I said to cut off at the beginning, you can leave it there if you want. If you feel safer, and tie them both in knots. Okay? But I think it'll be fine. So I need some more thread. And I'll go ahead and do that and finish this up. And then I'll come back and we'll do the top. Okay? So I've had a little bit of change in plans. What happened was this eye pin wasn't long enough to fit everything that I had. It fit before I made the tassels, so you'll want to be careful with that. So what I am doing, I'm making a change. What I'm going to do is go ahead and take the tassel cap and put it on, and then I'm going to put a bead, and yep, I'm going to make a loop at the top. And because I make horrible loops, I'm using my looping tool. And hopefully it'll work out without busting my crystal, which I've done before for having it too close. Didn't form it too well there. I think I might have messed up. Press it back down. When I bent it back up, it opened it and twisted it. And I'm not supposed to do that. So let me just stick it in there and try to fix that. It's not doing it at all, so I will have to fix the loop. Oh, before I do that, I might as well go ahead. I thought I had one in here. Here we go. Go ahead and put a jump ring on it. Oh, that was dumb. I shouldn't have opened it. It was already open. Oh, this is what I was going to do. I have one already. I have another eye pin with another jump ring on it. So I'm going to hook. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do either. I do need that one. Sorry for the confusion. I know this is so not what I plan to do, but things do come up when we're crafting, don't they? Okay, so I have that closed with the jump ring on it. Then I'm going to take this one in reverse. I'm going to put my top bead on first. I'm going to put some tiny lace bead caps. They're so little. I hope you can, I don't know how far my hand is away from the camera. And then we'll put the bead on. And then I'll put my larger bead cap and bead on. And then I'm going to create another loop at this end. We will see. It might be too short to do this, but I'm going to attempt it. Oh, it broke it. No, it didn't. It just bent it some. Let me try to go ahead and finish the loop. First, I thought it broke it. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to have to open this loop up. Get my ring in case I need it. Open that up. Hook it on. Make sure that's closed straight. I can't really see it. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then we'll go ahead and put our lobster claw on. So I just need to open up this ring. And I learned my lesson. The reason why I got this ring was because I kept breaking my nails from prying them open when I would make jewelry. Okie dokie. So there we have it. It's a rather different looking one and a very long one. But I think it would look really nice down the side of a journal. There we go. And then I'm going to tell you how I did this one. Okay. And it might be easier if I just showed you on the little one. So it's in camera here. So what I did is I got this idea from, I think it's Jennings 644. I can never remember the number, but I love her channel. And I saw where she did these tassels. And she used a ring at the top. So I used a toggle clasp opening, you know, for a bracelet. I used the top of that so I could just put a jump ring on and hook it to my journal or whatever I'm going to use it for. But anyways, she tied a knot. Or did she? I'm trying to remember how I did it. I believe that, oh gosh, I can't even remember now. I don't know if we tied a knot up here and went down through. I know we left a tail and then kept going through, and I made all my tassels by going up one and going back up through all the way to the top, and then put it through the hole and tied a knot and went back down through. Did the next one, same thing, next one, did them all like that. And then what I did at the top of mine, she did hers a little different because she went through down through one and ended it because she couldn't get her needle, I think, through the top and out this part. So all I did was tied like a surgeon's knot, or you could tie a double knot, or you could take it around like so. Let me get a piece of string real quick so I can show you what I mean. You'll have your two pieces of string after you tie your knot, right? So then it'll be attached here. So what you're going to do, say this isn't here because it's knotted, you're going to take it around and then you're going to put it through this loop to tie a knot, and you'll do that several times to make sure it's secure. And it's as easy as that, and then you don't even need a tassel cap. So that's why I thought these were so cool when I made them, because I didn't think I had any, and I had a whole box. So I had made some little tassels too, and then I came to find out I had purchased some a long time ago, and they were in my stash as well. So I hope this was helpful to you all. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask me, and I'll try to help you out the best that I can. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. And thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.